Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. Today I'm going to be talking about a few upcoming horror book releases. I know at the beginning of each year we all get excited about new releases, and seeing as we're almost halfway through 2018, I thought it would be fun to take a look at what we still have in store for the rest of the year. First up is The Outsider by Stephen King. This is due to come out on May 22nd, so right around the corner. This is about the murder of an 11-year-old boy. All of the evidence points towards a particular person in the local community who is a very popular and well-liked person, so comes as a bit of a shock to everyone involved that he might have done it. He is arrested, and this obviously affects a lot of people, both the death of the young boy and the arrest of this man. So, was this man responsible for the murder of this boy? Does he have a dark side to his personality that no one knows about? Or is there someone or something else involved? This sounds like a great mix of horror, police procedural, mystery and thriller all in one, so definitely piqued my interest. Next up, something completely different and a bit of YA horror. We have The Merciless Part 4, Last Rites by Danielle Vega, and this is due to come out on June 12th. I've only read the first book in the Merciless series, but I did quite enjoy it. It is about a group of teenage girls who believe that another girl at their school is possessed by a demon, and they take it upon themselves to perform an exorcism on her. I knew there were already a couple of sequels that came out, which I've half been meaning to check out sometime, and I just recently saw that there's a fourth instalment. I believe it is still something to do with possession, and there might even be one of the original characters from the first book in it. I'm not entirely sure, I didn't look too much into it seeing as I haven't read books 2 and 3 yet, and I do love the covers of these. They're really simple but really well done. Next up is Providence by Caroline Kepnes, due to come out on June 19th. Caroline Kepnes is probably most famous for writing You, which is a really great thriller about a stalker. Providence is her new novel. This looks to be more of a thriller than horror, but it does seem to have some horror elements to it because there are some references to H.P. Lovecraft. This is about a pair of best friends, John and Chloe. They don't really fit in with anyone else, but they have a really close friendship. One day, John is kidnapped by his substitute teacher, who is apparently obsessed with H.P. Lovecraft. So this sounds like an interesting mix. I really don't know what to expect from it, but I am definitely intrigued. Now, moving forward to September, we have the new Grady Hendrix novel, We Sold Our Souls. This is due to come out on September 18th. This is about a heavy metal band back in the 90s, and just before they really reached it big, the lead singer Terry decided to leave the band and start his solo career, and since then he's been hugely famous, while the other members of the band ended up with normal lives, doing crappy jobs and struggling to pay the bills. Now, in the present day, one of the band members, Chris, learns that Terry's success might not have been what they thought it was, and apparently he sold the souls of the other members of the band in order to be a successful rock star. So Chris decides to get the other members of the band back together in order to hunt Terry down and confront him about what the hell he did to them. I still haven't actually read any of Grady Hendrix's fiction. I loved Paperbacks from Hell, but I still haven't picked up Horror Store or My Best Friend's Exorcism. They've been on my to-read list for ages, and I really have no excuse in having not picked them up yet, but thankfully I have a few months to do so before his new one will be coming out later this year. Next up, also due for release on September 18th, is The Bus on Thursday by Shirley Barrett. This one is described as Bridget Jones meets The Exorcist. This is about a woman who has breast cancer. She goes through all the treatment, and as part of her recovery she decides to move to a very remote town in Australia. She just wants to get away from it all. and that she does in a certain respect, i.e. she's living in a cabin all alone, she's got no cell service or internet service, but the people of the town are all a bit strange, and apparently the beloved primary school teacher went missing all of a sudden, and the local friar keeps telling her how cancer is caused by demons. So there's a lot of strange things going on, and this sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And lastly, we have I Always Find You by John Ajvide Lindqvist, due out on September 20th. Lindqvist is probably most famous for writing Let the Right One In, which is an absolutely brilliant vampire novel. His new book seems like it might deal with some similar themes, although not necessarily with the vampire edge, but it looks like it deals with themes of growing up and that kind of loneliness and isolation of that time and trying to make friends and fit in. It's about a teenage boy who moves into a new apartment building, and there's something creepy going on in the basement. I don't really know much else about this one, but that was enough to get me interested, so I look forward to this one too. So there were 6 upcoming new release horror novels coming out later this year, which I'm pretty excited about. Please bear in mind that the release dates I mentioned might not be 100% accurate, things could always change. Let me know if you're looking forward to any of these, or if there are any other upcoming releases you're excited about that I hadn't mentioned in this video. Thank you ever so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!